So when she asked me to speak on instructional change, I was thrilled, because it's just something we do. And all leaders in schools today better be doing a lot of change, because the times are changing. The way we educate children must change, because our children are changing daily. Our world is changing daily. Our economics are changing daily. Change is a taboo in school. You start to mention change to a faculty, and automatically people start thinking, how does this affect me? This change is scary. I can attest to the fear of the unknown, and I go back to my first day on the job. I'm at home getting ready. I have two young daughters. My oldest at the time was 6 years old, and she's starting first grade, so I'm nervous for her. She's starting a new school. We're sitting there getting ready, and she's following me around. She's always been a daddy's girl, by the way. She's following me around, asking me, Dad, do you think you're going to like the school? I said, yes, darling, I think I'm going to like it. You think you're going to like the teachers? I think so. A little bit later, she asked me, do you think they're going to like you? I said, well, I'm hoping that they're going to like me. So she's nervous, and I'm trying to redirect her, talking about her school, and she's a deep thinker. And she walks me out to the car, gives me a hug and a kiss, and tells me she hopes I have a great day. And she says, well, Dad, if you show up to work and none of them like you, can you fire all them before they fire you? I said, well, darling, let's hope that's a call I do not have to make with personnel this morning. But I say that, and change is scary. It really is. Three things I think you must do to evoke change at the school level, and I think they're all critical. I think you must involve the stakeholders in your decisions. It cannot be the Lone Ranger method where you go out and just evoke change and do not involve your stakeholders in the process. Number two, the data must back up the need for change. That's powerful. That's important. And lastly, and probably most importantly, if you can answer, is this change going to better the students in our school? And that answer is yes. Then it's a green light from there. We have a lot of literacy issues that are associated with high poverty schools, as most of you know, sharing that sentiment. We gave a reading exam 3 years ago, and we knew we had problems. We didn't realize how severe the problems were. The results showed us that about 74% of our 9th and 10th graders couldn't read at grade level. They're reading below grade level. And many of those way below grade level. So we started examining our textbooks. Start Lexile our textbooks. Well, the majority of the 9th and 10th grade textbooks are Lexile for about 11th grade reading level, 10th, 11th grade reading level. And we wonder why our kids hate physical science, global studies, and they're very unsuccessful. They couldn't comprehend the material. And this resorts back to change. So we meet with those departments. And if any of your history or science people, I apologize in advance for what I'm about to say. But try sitting down with a group of science teachers and tell them we're going to have to do away with teaching from the textbook. Not a popular topic of conversation. Now, if you can back up, and we literally had classes of kids in a physical science class where none of them were on grade level. Now, you have that data, you can sit down and hold those meetings and say, guys, the kids can't read the books. Here's the proof. Now, what are we going to do about this to change it? Now, it's pretty hard for people to argue with that. So the data, very powerful, and doing what's right for kids, another big piece. When we got that same data, we knew we had to do something. We were so bad off, we had to do something even if it was wrong. We were at that point. So we started reading on how to improve reading, and there's only one way that anybody has discovered as of yet, and that's just to read more. So we instituted a homeroom reading program at our school. It's 2 days a week. It's Mondays and Thursdays for 25 minutes each day. Students were grouped by grade level and by Lexile level. We felt this was critical because the last thing we wanted was to group a student who may be reading a 4th grade book beside a student reading a novel written on the 12th grade level. We wanted no negative connotations associated with this reading program. We wanted it to be a positive experience. And we had a few naysayers at the beginning, some faculty. Kids are going to think this is stupid. They're going to think involved in the process. We spend about $7,000 on books, high interest, inventory reading. We did all the work. We put none of the work on the teachers. We grouped them, got the books ready, made it as easy as we could for the teachers. We got into it and found out the kids loved it. They ate it up. And the majority of our at-risk students were the ones who liked this program the most. And we found that every kid may not act like they like reading, but they all want to read. And for a lot of our students, they don't like reading because they can't. We offer celebrations, rewards. We make it a great positive experience. And it equates to about another 33 hours of reading for the year for us. So it has been a positive experience. We went into a classroom one day. We were doing a random search. We do that from time to time to keep the kids on their toes. We go in, we start lining the students up. There's one young man in the back putting his hands in his pockets, which we knew is a red sign, and he's shaking like a leaf. I said, Blake, meet me out in the hall. So the SRO and I take him out in the hall. He's scared to death. So we're thinking drugs, he's got a knife, something's wrong here. So I said, you got something on you shouldn't have, Blake? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, pull it out. There's a book from his homeroom. And he said, I just couldn't put it down until Thursday. I wanted to take it home and finish it. I was going to put it right back, Mr. Strawderman. I said, well, we're going to excuse that this time. You take it home and read away. But I tell you that it has been truly a success. And we believe that has paid big dividends for us, improving students' reading. And everybody wants to be able to read.